And thanks so much for coming in to talk about your son Michael and your concerns about his aggressive behaviors as a result of his limited expressive language abilities. Before we start, I do want to inform you of your rights of informed consent. That means if we're working through services and you decide that they're no longer effective, you're more than welcome to stop treatment. You also have the right to receive evidence-based treatment, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And you also have the right to receive an individual behavior change program. And what that means is we want to honor any cultural or environmental variables that are important for you and your family. So looking at a target behavior for Michael, we're looking at using functional communication training coupled with the alternative communication device to increase to increase Michael's ability to demand for a preferred item, and which also increases his functional language abilities. An example of this would be, I want Legos. A non-example would be hitting others and grabbing at the Legos, again, without manding. What we know about harming others is that it's socially unacceptable. So our concern is that if he keeps engaging in these behaviors, that he may be excluded in school settings. So I'm glad that you're getting services for him now. How this works is we'll initially, during the first 3 days, we'll collect baseline data. So we just want to see how often he's able to independently mand versus the number of opportunities he was given to do so. And then we tally that up, and then we have kind of a starting point, and then we jump right into the intervention stage. You'll be working with, initially the plan will be implemented with a behavior analyst working side by side with you. This is an example of what the AAC device looks like. And so typically these are cut out squares. What you'll be doing is using an errorless learning prompt. So that means we're guaranteeing that Michael is doing what he needs to do every single time and phrasing the sentence correctly. So you'll be taking Michael's hand, cupping it over, picking up the Lego logo, and then placing right here to form the sentence, I want Lego. So how this would look is you're at home and he's nearby preferred items such as his Legos, and you'll say, what do you want? And you'll be using the AAC device to pick up the Lego and form the sentence, I want Legos, and then you give him the Legos. We're hoping to see that he's able to do this independently at least 80% of the time over the course of 3 days to establish that he's met criterion. I know that you said you had some questions, so I want to make sure that I honor those. Is it expensive? AAC devices are available in electronic form, but we often just carry these laminated ones to mitigate the cost for that. You wanted to know where your data would be stored. Great question. We keep it on site at our agency so we can reference it later, so it's nice and secure. What if you need additional support? Our staff is available, email or phone call to help you further.